developing next-generation research and technology, facilitating connections between AFRL industry and academia, unlocking innovation through a culture of collaboration. This is the AFRL Regional Network Midwest.
The sensitivity of energetic materials to impact loading depends on the composition of that material, as well as structural features such as voids and cracks in the material. The dynamics of that impact can lead to debonding, void collapse, and energy localization, ultimately leading to ignition of that material.
The difficulty in studying the effects of impact loading, however, are that the material is often very opaque and difficult to study with optical methods. In this project, we will develop instrumentation that will allow rapid characterization of those materials during impact loading at the time scales of interest to understand those physics.
In order to study the details of the impact on energetic materials and subsequent ignition processes, we're going to be using a unique three-headed X-ray system coupled with three high-speed imaging systems. This system is unique in that we are able to collect images for each of the X-ray sources at rates up to 50 kilohertz and even up to 100 or 200 kilohertz upon further refinement during this project.
What we will do is we will take a what's called a drop weight impact system, and we'll have to adapt that drop weight impact system into this X-ray imaging test rig. And then once we integrate that system, perform tests of energetic materials, characterize the effects of impact loading, and then develop this into an instrument that can be used for rapid assessment of new energetic materials for both industry and national lab stakeholders who are studying these materials.
Here at the AFRL Munitions Directorate, we are interested in the complex behavior that occurs inside composite energetic materials undergoing a mechanical loading event, such as an impact. These complex composite materials are typically comprised of small particles suspended within a rubbery binder. As these composites are compressed or twisted, the interactions between the particles, binder, and void can interact at high rates and produce interesting behavior that may cause mechanical damage to the material and even induce ignition at localized sites. The study of these processes that occur at these high rates and small length scales are difficult to observe due to the opaque nature of these materials. However, this project targets the development of a portable X-ray capability that allows us to peek inside these materials at relevant rates during these loading processes. This capability will grant us critical observations to understand the dynamic interactions of the internal structure of the material through a variety of loading conditions. This data will help provide a deeper understanding of the mechanisms that drive damage and ignition within these composite energetic materials.
Some of the early results of this work include integrating a drop weight impact test system into the X-ray imaging device. This includes triggering the system using a laser trigger that allows us to time both the moment of impact as well as the light source itself and the imaging system that we're using to record that event. We performed initial experiments on a standard composite propellant and demonstrated that we can in fact achieve high contrast between the propellant and the surrounding air medium. Now that's an important result because it means that we can distinguish the propellant and deformation of that propellant during the impact event. And by applying some image contrast enhancement in post-processing, we're very clearly able to see the compression of that propellant, as well as some of that propellant being expelled from the immediate region where the impact is taking place. Now, the early results did not show that we had ignition occurring for this particular propellant, and so future work will include increasing the energy of that impact by raising that weight, as well as adding different kinds of propellants to that drop weight impact test to see whether we can achieve ignition and image the processes that are occurring during that ignition event.